You're talking about Bubu Dubu, who was dropped off of this FaZe roster due to org complications, and having to find a home. And obviously, he was a highly sought after free agent. He teamed with multiple teams, or at least tried out and scrimed with multiple teams, and ended up on this G1 roster for a reason. So you're talking about Bubu Dubu going up against his former team. You're talking about emotions on the line right there. Yeah. Oddball live fire. I think it works well for G1, and for them to try to beat out FaZe, I think the key to this would be getting that momentum. They're one of the best catalyst teams that we have in our league as well. So these first 2 games work really well for G1. They're going to have to win at least one of them if they want to come out on top and pull off the upset against FaZe Clan.
And I know something that Shyaway, you and Active were talking about previously was getting a little bit tired, a little bit worn out for G1 so far today. They've had a nice little break. They've been able to prepare and warm up for FaZe Clan. They've already had kind of a long day. So do you think that's going to have any impact on this series?
I don't think it can, right? It's unacceptable at this level of play. They just have to make it happen, right? They need to come in with that full energy, with that full focus, and I know that these players are capable of it. Even just coming back to the whole storyline, because I know we're going to hammer this over and over, Tony, but that just the Bubu revenge tour, just the fact that he was discredited on his team. He had to play more in an objective-focused play style versus his, very heavy Slay-focused teammates back on FaZe, and it put him in this position where he was constantly receiving flack from the audience, from Twitch, watching him, and it took the right team and the right chemistry. I think a big thing Bubu brought up in his interview is the fact that his teammates, they play objective. They do the dirty work. They let Bubu do his thing, play his game, and all of a sudden he's just rose to stardom, I think, in this community in a way you love to see. And Tony, I know you mentioned Catalyst, the skewer is on that map, and apparently this man, he just don't miss with it.
Well, we'll have to see how it plays out. You guys, it looks like we've got to fly through the map already, so I'm going to pass it over. Shyway, Tony, take it away.
Thank you, Jolly. We got a hell of a series on our hands, Tony. It's good to be back on the mic with you.
Yeah, long-time duo, and we're about to see some long-time duos as well, or at least some newer duos. You got Renegade and Falcated now running together. That's always exciting. Spartan and Nick coming back together, and then always keep your focus on Swish and Dev. When they traverse the map together, those bait and switches, it's going to be absolutely incredible. We see G1 already putting that objective efficiency to work. Early ball time comes in as they work their way towards the power-up.
You see him just trying to get slays and rotate the ball at a bottom mid, get it to the safety of Squallaye in the meantime here too. And what a survival at a bubu to do that. He had the cover fire of a teammate. Now he creates the flank on the Nick. OS up to draw the attention. You're Spartan looking for bubu. He backs off, tries to find the next second kill, but Sparty gonna find the late melee for it. Damage done for G1 though. I think they made it out with the OS.
And Renegade makes it out with the sniper rifle. We've seen time and time again how dangerous he can be with it, lining up the shots. Finds himself the OS player, fires off a bit of a warning shot just to tell Squallaye what's coming to him soon. Squallaye then changes his attention over towards the nest side, putting in that early damage, and that S7 will come out of the hands of Renegade, and ultimately, most likely in the hands of G1 as Squallaye forces the play ball, almost tries to catch it before going off the map, but we have a little bit of a reset.
Best thing Falcated and FaZe could have done, though, is just they had a numbers disadvantage, get the ball off the map, make G1 work for it. Bubu Dubu, love this positioning. Picks up snipe, goes for a flank position while the team tries to pull ball to tower. Looks like he's lost his teammates in the process. So Bubu's still putting in damage where he can. Still has a snipe, I believe, in the back pocket. Oh, he's connecting.
Bubu Dubu ripping out the double kill. Not quite done yet. Swish having to back down, play his life here. And what's really funny to me is that, so Swish and Sparty are roommates. He's been living out in Texas for a little bit now, hanging out the G1 facility. But after you win this matchup, like, do you trash talk at the dinner table? Like, he's out here eating your peas and corn, and you're sitting there like, hey, man, you can't beat me. Hey, you got $25,000 on the line. This is all you could afford right now. I'm eating my filet mignon.
That's good. I have no idea how that dynamic works. That sounds very complicated, Tony. I imagine that's like, I don't know how me and you would manage something like that personally, just constantly being at odds, bickering with each other. Either way, Renegade, he's not worried about any of that. He's playing his game.
But we're trying to stay live onto the beach side. We see Falcated Now trying to rotate that ball over towards the mid, but 3 down. Go FaZe. Falcated drops the ball and then puts switches down to 1 shot. So excellent defense coming out of Falcated to buy enough time for FaZe to come off the spawn. Now both of these teams trying to get the map control, trying to get that ball in hands. Spartan now getting flanked by Swish himself. Excellent shots in, able to take down Renegade. Half the members go down. A triple kill coming out of nowhere for Nick. 3 down for both of the rosters.
Shut down everybody but Swish. Swish with just the same type of answer. He's got 7 kills to his name to work with. Teammate spawns up with him. Other 2 on the opposite side of the map. They're winning their fights, though. What they don't have is the snipe. Sparty's got it in hand. That ball already collected by G1. They'll look to rotate it. Sparty. Oh, you know this man. You step in front of his reticle, you're in trouble.
This is one of the players you do not want that sniper rifle in the hands of. Sparty can definitely make some plays, especially when running with his duo and Nick. Nick having the heat wave. Sparty trying to rotate that ball, but right into the hands of Squallaye, and G1 getting the God spawn, able to cut off that angle. Now you're seeing Overshield coming up. You're seeing ball in the hands of G1 having a bit of an advantage here, but they have to now dedicate their resource to both getting ball time and trying to get the OS.
Was that a little bait out of Swish to toss the ball to Bubu, make him hold the aggro there, and then hit the snipe? Would have been wild if he did. But either way, G1 doing great work just prioritizing ball throughout this, finding little rotations to sneak in, grab it, create momentary setups. What they might not get is the OS, unless Swish can do something about it. Did tag a body. Not quite going to come out with a kill, though. And it's up to him to play defense as FaZe look to rotate, find the attack.
Heat wave and sniper rifle in the hands of Swish, but ends up going down. So both of those power weapons should be changing hands. Mind you, Sparty was able to get away with the overshield. Couple of shots onto 1, gets himself a double kill, and eventually bubu dubu is going to fall. 3 down for G1. FaZe now looking to get in position for this next ball.
FaZe numbers advantage. They can get to it first. You can see G1 respecting it, trying to play it slow. Foul taken to the skies, apparently with the repulse just to survive in the meantime. Ball is collected. Renegade does have it. Falcated with all the resources. Most important player on the map right here. And here's where we get to, hopefully, I was going to say where we get to see why, Tony. We didn't get to see much. He's going down for the count, and G1 with the setup.
Now FaZe going 3 down. You're talking about 8 seconds off for respawn, another 10 to 15 seconds just to get some kind of map control. That doesn't even guarantee you the kills to get the ball out of G1's hands. G1 should be able to widen that lead, but off a screen, Falcated finds himself a huge kill. Nick finds himself an entry point, also finds a nade out of bubu dubu. Another 3 down for FaZe. And look, I talked about that scoreboard getting wider and wider. A second round of slays. FaZe have to break the setup.
Nick had the slightest miss on his jump, and that was it. That was curtains. That's the brutal reality. I think with Infinite, you got to be so frame perfect with your approach here, with your collapse, especially off this numbers advantage. FaZe looking to do exactly that. Ball played immediately, though. G1, they had a game plan in mind. They'll try to out-rotate FaZe, stay away from them, put themselves in position for an early pickup. G1 playing this beautifully together. Devin already with the heat wave going to suppress Nick. He tries to stay alive and get some defense for G1 to escape with the ball.
Coordination efficiency so far definitely going to the hands of gamers first. However, they just have gone 2 down, and we're finally seeing some momentum shift in favor of FaZe right in the nick of time. You obviously have that overshield coming up, but Sparty McFly not able to McFly his butt onto the overshield, ends up going down. G1 having dominant control over to the A side of the map. This should be a free overshield for G1, and you already have a 73 to 33 lead right now. G1 might just shut this round down with the OS.
Curious as to how they play it, though. They managed to keep the ball back in A. I was wondering if they maybe use the OS to try to barrel through to a tower side setup. Didn't happen. 2 dead, though. Bubu's still with ball. Renegade comes in with the challenge, ends up trading. OS on the body of Swish. Swish going to look to use it. Sparty, he's last up here, and he's in trouble. Got to scamper out. Not much he can do. Falcated going to try to pick up the pieces on it, but there's just no hope for FaZe in round 1. That's a double kill for Swish in the final seconds on the board as coordination, I think, is the name of the game for G1 in that first round.
Talked about this game number 1 really working in favor of G1. We're not just talking about a bunch of underdogs. We're talking about players that put in the work. They grind. They do what they got to do. The film review shows, and G1 are looking like the favorites here on Oddball Live Fire, 1 round away from stealing game number 1. The question now becomes, how will FaZe respond?
With aggression, apparently, and denial from G1. Defensive, slow play off the opening from tower. Shuts down both Nick and Sparty on the flank. And now Devin with the heat wave can look to put this together. Oh, doesn't hit the shot, though. Renegade clutching up. And if anybody can turn the tides on this series, you know it's this man with a snipe and a dream, apparently, Tony. Look at this man survive.
Takes to the skies with that deep pulse. Would have been crazy. Would have hit a little 360 FaZe type of no scope right to the dome. Would have been crazy, but still having the sniper rifle in hands and that tower side control. 2 players trying to advance forward off a screen. Nick ends up getting a double kill, make it a triple kill. There's only 1 more player left, and he's gonna go after him as well. 4 down for Gamers First. FaZe electing to play that ball a little bit early, but get that ball right back in hands. Nick still has the OS.
Second triple for Nick in the game, and FaZe starting to wake up when it comes to slays. No doubt they'll have to do it now. I mean, we talked about bubu dubu coming in. He's 19 kills in, Tony. They need the slays just to keep up with the man on the map. Squallaye finds another pick. bubu dubu enters 20 kills with another. Spartan going to be forced to play this one off as FaZe. They lose their numbers here.
Swish gonna chase Sparty off of the map, not before stealing that lead, but back-to-back kills going in favor of G1. They even find a third. This is not looking good for Nick. Falcated, the final line of defense is Swish doing a great job of scaring him away. Seaside control firmly in the hands of G1. Overshield coming up once again as we switch gears over towards DevoNatoR, having a line of sight on it, but so does Renegade and this FaZe roster.
FaZe just getting shut down on every opportunity here. Renegade tries to play his life. Not much he can do by his lonesome there. G1 coordinating with the crossfire. Look at Swish on the push. Devin just walking down the angle. You can't find an opening. Just scampering to stay alive. Well, they do it. They got the ball in hand. Squallaye's holding it. OS on the body of Devin here. Swish still getting kills with the heat wave. I mean, if this is not a pop-off at a G1, what is?
And can we talk about the fact that, you know, Falcated and Sparty combined have 23 kills as a duo. bubu dubu has 22 of his own. Swish has 20 assists as well to go along with it. That coordination and the slays heavily in favor of G1. And even though FaZe might be able to steal the lead off of this, you can tell that G1 are still controlling the tempo, controlling the pace of the game. And it's only a matter of time before they steal the lead once again.
Until the tables turn, we'll have to see. FaZe with the ball. They did get the advantage on slays. Snipe about to pop. Devin in position to pick it up. You can tell G1 are playing patient here. Might be waiting to aggress. They do have numbers. Devin thinking about getting involved. Oh, he'll slide it. It was too calm on the map, Tony. It was too quiet.
That's really unfortunate. FaZe were, you know, just obviously taking the lead. They were doing a great job of holding down the A side. We saw some momentum going in their favor, but most likely we'll see some kind of reset here. Maybe check the replays, find out. Neither one of these teams want to drop out here and right now. They both have championship expectations and aspirations, and we're going to see who's the real deal.
You said it, Tony. It's do or die. It's now or never. Let's find out who can pull away. Renegade, of course. Why not start with him? Swap over to Fal. See what he's up to. Big pickup on the Squallaye. Make it a double and FaZe with some early points here. I believe we're working with the 4-point advantage, Tony. It should be up to 96 for them to take a round. And, of course, the OS is going to make that a little easier.
He waved his hands at Renegade. Renegade able to come out with the double kill and distracts enough for Falcated to sneak away with that overshield, which is going to be huge. He sniffs out Squallaye, who's trying to get out, catching the backside of one. bubu dubu, the first one's hit the black screen. There's 2 more in front of him. The nades start to fly. Hold on, Squallaye coming from behind. Takes down one, takes down another, grabs himself a sniper, and somehow Falcated still alive.
This man's moving quick. You see him go down one shot after he picks up the kill. Quick little jiggle peek, trying to assess the environment here, get some info, maybe follow up with a snipe. I'm not sure if he even hit it. Gonna have to bounce out the fight. Sparty with the pickup on a kill. Ball still fluctuating here. FaZe has it. There's the snap you're looking for. Squallaye down in a spree for Falcated.
29-0 run so far. Absolutely dominating, and it's
baby.
actually Renegade and FaZe Clan you're seeing on screen that have the lead right now, and they're absolutely putting in work, shutting out the opposition. This is much different than we saw in the version 1 of Game 1.
Took a brief break, and Fal comes out diffy, Tony. He's just moving quick. I think it's like it's the YYs or something, right? He's just snapping on targets, looking like he's locked in. Unfortunately for Swish, he died before Fal had a chance. Wait, bubu. Verho, the high ground, going to make it very tough. And Fal finally going to get knocked down, give bubu a chance.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Not again. Bit of a struggle here, but it looks like even though a 60-0 run coming in, it looks like we're going to take a quick pause and I thought I heard you guys missed this in chat. They were saying we want more Shyway and Tony on screen. They said they want more of us. I swear. They said your shirt's immaculate. They said my hair's an absolute mess. They said bring us more Alex and Tony. That's what they said. And I forgot live fire plays through that OS. It plays through that sniper rifle. Don't forget about that heat wave. This is one of the most punishing maps that we have in our league. The moment you go 2, 3, 4 down, you're going to get punished. And those resources is exactly what you need to use to get the edge on your opponent.
Well, back we are, like you said, Tony, hopefully for the last time. Squallaye going to ensure he puts a couple down to start this one out as well. What a flip on momentum here to kick off the replay. And now bubu's got the snipe. Team in position to collect OS. It's up to G1 to set the pace here. Assuming bubu pops off.
No scope with the S7, able to switch out to the BR, gets that quick kill. Falcated, keeping his eyes on the prize, hits away with the overshield, and now Spartan all the way on the opposite side of the map with the ball, so he recognizes that, and a quick rotation is what's necessary. You gotta be one step ahead of your opponents. Falcated, overshield, sniper rifle. You better watch out, G1.
You love to see it. Man's already got 3 kills, still carrying that flow state, that momentum he had from the previous reset. Bubu now spawned up back B. He's trying to keep himself scarce there, but Renegade finds him. That'll let Foul reposition. Spawner's up A side. Might be looking to flank through bottom mid to get to this. Just get away from Foul's reticle. Currently he's snapping, hitting shots. Oh no.
G1 dropping like flies right now. This is not looking good. Falcated now going to trade out that sniper for the ball, and the 36-point mark has been reached. So at this point, we're gonna allow them to finish this out. Nobody's gonna move. We're gonna go into that round number 3, and we will be tied up. G1 and FaZe both have 1 on the board. The next round will take the win in game 1.
And FaZe have caught some wind here. Wind. They've got momentum at this point, right? You're seeing the plays at a Foul. He's not missing. Had he had more time, who knows what he could have put together. FaZe, if they can carry that into the final round of game 1, maybe we've got a chance for this team. Either way, Tony, it's been a hell of a brawl to start. You expect things to stay close throughout this. What would you hope to see from G1 to combat this at this point? FaZe seem to have some momentum under their belts.
Well, the reason why they ultimately did it this way is because they want their spawns flipped again. So I think G1 just wants to play off of their favorable spawn, make sure they have early access towards that sniper rifle, make sure they're able to slay out and then change their focus over towards the overshield. There's a reason why they had it specifically switched out to where one team took Cobra and another team took Eagle, so that when the round ended, if we did go to a game 3, it flips right back in. So I think G1 want to play their advantages, want to keep that tower side control, and then do everything they can to dominate the resources. Because so far, whether it was round 1 or round 2, no matter who gets that heat wave, overshield, and sniper rifle, usually ends up taking the round.
That opening strat says a lot. So, like you said, it's so important that you do get that right side spawn to hopefully give yourself an advantage going into things. If you can turn that into control and weapons, like you said, that can snowball into quite a bit more. Bubu had a great opportunity with G1 early on, but it was shut down, I believe, by Falcated, and things completely flipped. So, either way, we're going to get finally back into the match. We can let the BRs, let the guns do the talking here, Tony. We've still got plenty of Halo left to play. It's a full best-of-5 series. Still the first match.
Why is it gotta be BRs? Why not the assault rifles? Are you not an assault rifle guy? Do you have something against assault rifles?
You're gonna tell me you're assault rifle over BR straight up? You want to confirm that right here? You would elect to assault rifle. That's a Nerf assault rifle. I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're pulling out. I need a BR just for this moment, right? It's got a cartridge. You locked and loaded.
You don't know, man.
At this point, I'm wondering, maybe we should just get in the match at this point, Tony. We'll have to do a head-to-head for the viewers. Get your controller out, man. Screw the Nerf guns.
One more
Let's
crash,
get these
we
games
might have
going.
to do it.
Man, one more crash, and Tony and I 1v1. I think it's confirmed. Either way, Squallaye, let him steal the show for now. Ball in hand, they'll take it back in an A-side setup for G1 to start this out.
Heatwave find hands of Squallaye. We saw how dangerous this can be. This is what everyone fights over, is those power weapons. That heat wave ultimately leads into an overshield, but G1 find himself 3 down. Renegade having the sniper rifle and ball. Gonna use that OS as bait. Falcated tries to push up, but the flank ends up coming in. So now we're seeing Falcated steal away that overshoot. It was looking good for G1, but now it's looking even better for FaZe.
It's always Val in this first game, finding ways to bounce back into this. Unfortunately, he gets melted by 2 members of G1, so the coordination there going to delete him. What they didn't anticipate was Renegade getting away with the snipe, though. What a cleanup, though, G1. With some patience on the approach here, playing off of each other. Overwhelming FaZe to start.
Overwhelming is right. Loving what I'm seeing out of G1, dominating those resources, but it's still FaZe that has opened up with a decent lead here. Who will do off the screen, gets himself a beautiful nade onto Renegade. Squallaye putting down some damage, forced to get out of dodge, allows Swish to come in for the cleanup. Sparty takes flight, goes airborne to get that kill, and while all this happens, it looks like G1 are gonna take the lead.
And Devin, there you go. Play ball off the map. Keep it away from FaZe. FaZe going to try to use their numbers to get back to it. Unless, of course, you got Squallaye manning the door for the heat wave. Make it Swish. Either way, comes out with a trade. UOS spawning up shortly. Nick's survival here, paramount. And you got to love the repulse to keep him off. Keep the fight going.
Just to remind you guys, right now we are tied up at 1 apiece. This next round is going to determine the winner of game number 1. All of this has been for momentum here in the series to get back in the driver's seat. We're seeing G1 quickly getting a hold of that overshow, getting the ball as well. Looking to capitalize on these newfound numbers. A player ratting out over towards that sewer pipe and top mid. It looks like Falcated pops off just to put a couple of shots. Has to turn left, turn right. There's a FaZe member all over the place. Finally, Dev finds himself a kill, but is only able to get 1 with it.
FaZe trying so hard to just keep the ball away from G1 as they pick up damage here. Devin just distracted by multiple angles. Couldn't quite bring this to a setup. FaZe actually clawing their way into this. Ball still sits bottom mid despite it. The boom block there with the shield. Sparty with a cleanup onto Devin. And as things continue, if FaZe can use their numbers, they might be able to retake ball.
Down to 1 shot he goes, but still able to stay alive. Switch gears over towards Squallaye. Dubu was trying to work a 1-2 with him, but a trade ends up going down. That's going to leave Squallaye by himself, still confident enough to grab a hold of that ball because G1 are controlling the C side of the map. Meanwhile, FaZe are spawning over towards the A.
Devin, you love to see it. Snaps with the first shot. Despite it, his whole team dead. They have to stay alive tower side. Hopefully keep connecting. Nick now down to no shields. G1 looking to push up, keep FaZe off the ball, but FaZe starting to form quite a setup here. Foul. Oh, look at that sneaky position at a foul. Does Devin know he's here? Foul has a heat wave in hand. You can see it. Gonna repulse him away. Bubu in position as well behind the OS. Finds the help for Devin.
G1 were able to take the lead here, but it's only by 1. FaZe are still very much in it, and with Nick getting himself a critical kill there, we're going to see FaZe start to get aggressive. Swish has the commando no longer because Nick is absolutely popping off. DevoNatoR left by himself with the sniper, and it's still G1 to have a bit of control until Sparty comes out with the skill gap, the needler, the hardest gun to use in the game.
Fear the pink mist, and for good reason, Tony. That kill was insanely fast. Because of it, Sparty now has the snipe. Ball in the hands of Bubu, though, near B side. Easy play if they need to. It's up to FaZe to get aggressive. Renegade, you can see with the OS. And Sparty getting things started with a blaner. Ball now off the map. Renegade with 2. FaZe with a numbers advantage. They got to get back to ball and do it quickly. They've got the resources for a setup. Just needs to be a safe rotation.
G1 getting fully wiped. FaZe need to capitalize off of this. Finding the spawning Bubu Dubu. Ends up putting him down quickly, so numbers advantage early going in favor of FaZe here. Squallaye tries to break out of the trap, but Sparty has them lined up. One quickly goes down. Swish gonna go in for the challenge. DevoNatoR somehow rips a double kill, so necessary. That's gonna force Falcated to play this ball soon and try to put some kind of damage in. DevoNatoR into the fight. Falcated finally ends up going down there, but an excellent fight by him.
Big win for Devin. Man, somehow still alive. Just bobbing and weaving back A, making himself difficult, but Renegade not having any of it. Double for him. FaZe with the ball once again. Point advantage here as he holds it back A. Up to G1 to break the setup. Nick out front. Sparty on the right-hand side. Foul blocking the big door with Bubu looking to chow. If G1 are staggered, if they lose their numbers on this push, this could be quite a bit of time for Renegade and team. It's got to be perfect.
Just 14 more seconds needed for FaZe to take this game number 1. Nick Coming out with the assault rifle. We talked about how dangerous this is going to be put to work, but bubu able to shut him down. Multiple members of FaZe end up hitting the black screen here, and once again, we're going to find G1 with that ball. FaZe might be 1 or 2 breaks away from coming out with the win, but they still have to get through the defenses of Gamers First.
Look at Devin's position there. Cutting off the rotation. Way in advance. Look at the angle he's got to work with, too, as FaZe try to aggress. Devin locking things down with his sightline. The ball is rotated out to B. A little double dilemma here for FaZe. They do want the OS. They do got to get the ball out of their hands. Because if they don't, this could be a round right here. Tony, it's going to be an aggressive play from FaZe. I believe they do have the OS for it.
Renegade with the overshield in hands. Gamers First doing a great job of playing that ball off the map, forcing the reset, but you still got to get this OS. You got to trade it. Swish not able to connect onto the sniper shot. Squallaye and Swish onto the black screen. 2 more in front of Renegade. Able to take 1 more before going down himself. DevoNatoR, the final player, goes down here. FaZe sneak away with that ball. 3, 2, 1. It looks like FaZe are taking game number 1, the longest game of Oddball live fire we've seen.
And correction, chat, there is 1 ball in Oddball. My sincere apologies. But yes, you're right. FaZe with the dog pile on top of the ball to close it out, lock things down, and come out with game 1 in Tony. What a marathon that was for a game 1.
It was tough. And again, just to remind you guys at home, we did see 1 round win for G1. We saw 1 round win for FaZe. So it was 1 round to take it all. And FaZe were able to come out on top. And last time we did see the matchup, G1 were able to get the best of FaZe, but FaZe are looking different. FaZe keep getting better and better. They look closer and closer to the squad we thought they were going to be when they first put this trio together.
I mean, we've heard KotH say it time and time again. The community's saying it as well. Too many people sleeping on Falcated. The man, when he pops off, FaZe looks different as a team. And I think the start of this game, the start of these rounds, Fal showing so much energy. It gave FaZe quite the opportunity to kick things off. Then you see Spartan, you see Renegade pop in, and Nick do their thing. And when it comes to Slays, head-to-head, Tony, FaZe, they're a difficult beast to take control of.
Well, the good thing for Gamers First, I did say Oddball definitely plays in their favor. Yeah. But so does Slayer Catalyst. That's going to be game number 2. Before we get there, I want to take a look at some of these stats here, because Squallaye dropping a big 13 kills. Only dying 8 times, 5 assists to go along with this. Somehow wasn't enough, because you got Spartan and Renegade putting up the lucky 13s as well. Spartan with the 8 assists, and it was a hard-fought battle. But it was FaZe to come out on top in that game 1.
Just a quick peek at who was popping off. And Sparty, look at the damage. 4,152. Man, just locking things down. We saw it with the Needler at one point as well, Tony. The fastest kill I think we saw all game was that attack straight through A with the Needler. One of the most powerful weapons when you're not expecting it. And something I expect to see a lot more of, just to control the sandbox. I think Catalyst, the weapon slept on too often, Tony, is the Carbine. The Pulse Carbine on this map is absolutely disgusting. You find somebody without cover, kind of off guard. If that tracks, your shields are ripped. They're gone completely.
Yeah, long-range specialist, and it's so good at shredding shields. So obviously when a player's able to get away with that overshield, I think you're instantly should be prioritizing that plasma pistol and that Pulse Carbine to try to neutralize it as fast as possible. Catalyst Slayers are game number 2, and I said it before, if G1 want to find the win here in the series, they would have to take either game 1 or game 2. Luckily, my man Eli, the ninja coach of Gamers First, said that Bubu Dubu is the best skewer player in the game, and they're going to need him to pop off with that weapon if they're going to slow down FaZe.
I mean, every time I watch Bubu and the skewer and the grapple, he proves it, Tony. The overkills we've seen on Twitter, the grapple plays where he goes up above the map. You don't know where the heck he is. He drops down, lands the haymaker. I expect to see it. I hope to see it here. If G1 want any chance in this series, they got to pop off. Maybe it's on the back of Bubu.
And you saw Bubu Dubu immediately eyeballing that grapple, but Renegade eyeballing the overshield, gets away with it, barely gets away with his life, is shredded by multiple members. Bubu Dubu drops to the low ground to take him down, and now Bubu Dubu going right under the map to stay alive here. That's a long one right there, and right back up into the fight. Sparty and Nick just waiting for us. Enjoy your time down there.
The beauty of a play like, oh my God, I guess the beauty of that is Spartan is just straight up doesn't miss, just snaps 1, snaps 2, but Bubu being under the map draws a lot of attention. They know he's coming back at some point. They got to think about it, and G1 can take advantage of that timing to hopefully find a cross, find a Slay's advantage. But FaZe, they're adapting at the moment here, Tony. 7-4.
Dubu on screen, not only the IGL, but the slayer of this roster as well. Able to get himself a huge kill, and now we're seeing them not be fighting over the sword. Neither one of these teams are going for it. Renegade ends up being taken out of position. Nick wants to try to get into the fight, has no idea that he's there. Nick cross maps onto DeVoNatoR, but I think bubu should be able to get on top, and Sparty now is just trying to get away with the skewer.
Let's rotate with Foul, play off him. Hopefully find a pick. Cross map picks with the skewer, difficult to do, but very deadly if you dare to challenge it. Sparty, if anybody can hit a shot with it, it's him. Just needs that info. Foul gonna try to bob in and out of the fight. Create some distraction for Sparty to take advantage of.
3 down go G1. FaZe right back in the driver's seat here, already having the 1-0 lead, and G1 better be careful. Don't let the game get out of hands. This overshield gonna be pivotal to either team's success, and Nick getting away with the skewer, gonna use it to try to shotgun that player off the map. Not gonna be able to do so. Bubu down to 1 shot, collects a new angle here. Looks like Renegade gets away with the overshield once again, but once again gets shredded immediately.
G1 just a little too slippery here. Foul late. Repulse keeps the spike nade off him, stays alive, closes the gap there too. Foul still brawling here to keep the lead in their favor. Sparty with a double, make it 18-12. Numbers advantage. Spawners up blue side. Foul now down for the count, but he has the info on the spawners, and it's up to FaZe to find a collapse here.
G1 don't want to get stuck in the space. They got to find a way to break out. Swish going to be the one to create the opportunity. The early damage goes in. It looks like Sparty goes down because of it. Off screen, Squallaye able to take down Nick, and G1 do a great job of spawning up together, not getting trapped, breaking out, and now they're starting to thrive here. Kill after kill. Bubu ends up going down. Renegade follows up with it as well, but they're able to take down Sparty, and G1 doing everything they can to try to close the gap on this lead.
New skewer up, as we say it, Tony. Definitely going to be the focal point of the action here. Bubu slides into the fray, looking to get involved, but Sparty picks him off. Swish in position to collect some damage. And still a nail biter as we get through this, Tony, just about at the halfway point. That skewer was collected. Not sure who has it.
23-19 lead, still in favor of FaZe right now, but not much to work with. Nick gonna phase through his teammates to try to stay alive. Down to 1 shot. Looks like DeVoNatoR knows exactly where he's at, so he's not gonna be able to get out of this without a fight. Bubu brings him down to 1 shot, has 1 grenade to work with, lands it perfectly where Nick was going. It looks like Squallaye is gonna be awarded the kill off of that one, and G1 doing a great job of keeping things close and starting to gain a bit of map control with it.
Just trying to avoid the crossfire of FaZe as well. You see how quickly Bubu gets out of the fight. Nick doing the same thing. Slide out strong side just to stay alive and avoid being caught in an unwinnable situation. That part of the map, just a terrible nade trap. You gotta be so hyper aware of when to make that escape, especially with the online tournaments these days, Tony. Either way, Bubu with an OS, with the team, and the entirety of FaZe looking to defend.
Have a 2-1 split here. DeVoNatoR trying to get behind enemy lines. Bubu trying to distract with this overshield, but Squallaye gets spotted, trying to block the lines of sight. We see a 3-man push out of FaZe to overwhelm the defenses of G1. Bubu's flank not gonna work. Falcated sniffs that right out. Damn. G1 get annihilated off the map. All 4 down, and a 7-kill lead in favor of FaZe.
FaZe just rotating and rotating together like a stone wall, holding hands as they break on through. 31 now to 24. Is this the start of some unwinnable, unstoppable momentum? Tony, I'm a little worried, but I'm curious to hear what it sounds like. Let's jump into a listen-in with FaZe.
I'm watching the ramp.
They're top door.
Switch is on combos.
They're
He just
top door.
above you.
Shot one top door.
Come in, John.
It's one shot pink on, one shot pink on. Yeah, 2P1. Switch is there. Switch is there.
R1 shooting me, Devin.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you.
On me, on grapple. On grapple spawn.
Right there. Yeah, one shot. One shot, Swish. I'm looking. I got him. Alright, swim with the pink. You might die. I'm living. We ran. We're weak though. You guys are pink. Spikes. Devin's one. I got him. Nice shit, Ty. Other 2 are pink, but they're weak as fuck. They're getting out now. I dude. I got crossed. Watch out, spikes watching the cross. I'm here, Ty.
I'm kind of stuck.
Holding
on their spikes. Their spikes.
Yo, big OB guys putting.
Hear that?
Got one. Our combo trying to kill Tyler.
Our combo running at me.
Our combo, Devin, one shot. I died from cross.
Our combo, guys.
He's weak, he's weak. Yeah, he killed me. He played for me. Watch out, our combo.
OB in 5. OB in 5.
Yeah, we hear that, we hear that. I could go a card, I guess. Yeah, we're walking out card.
Outlaw car, Squall, one shot.
I got the one. There's a guy on us as well. I'm looking at. I got a
nice, Mike.
Watch out my ex, bubu. Nice. On me, Squall.
Right here.
I shot him. I backed him up. He shot. Look at John.
Look at you, John. I'm looking at you.
I've been weak on their min.
You're good, John.
There's spikes.
Two on their spikes, Nick.
Yes.
Heaven.
I got picked trying to hope. They're blue gun.
Okay, I hear that.
You can sense the pressure coming in. The energy, the passion so far as we're tied up at 39 apiece going into the end game here of this Slayer. Squallaye trying to get the flank off, ends up getting spotted, and so far FaZe having the 1-kill lead, but that's not much to work with. Swish gonna answer right back here, and Falcated doing everything he can to slow down devoNatoR and G1 for pushing up. This is one heck of a game too.
Such a scary line to toe right there. The bait and switch is the only thing that's going to keep them alive as they do kind of poke and prod at each other. And like you said, Tony, this is dangerously close. This is quite the nail biter. Swish going to wait for info in position. Devon to work with off him. Squallaye dead. The rotation coming in from FaZe on the left-hand side. And Devon, they got to be ready to meet this. Devon, I don't think he's in position to escape this, make it 42. With this numbers advantage FaZe, they are not going to let up on the aggro, and they need to find trades on G1, or else this is going to get out of hand.
The 3-2 push too much. 3-man out of FaZe is overwhelming once again. Even the spawning players are starting to get pressure on them from Renegade biting off a bit more than he could chew, so he's going to be forced to back down. Bubu dubu still going to aggress forward, still going to grind forward, and Nick across the map ends up going down to one-shot. G1 doing a great job of alleviating some of the pressure that FaZe have created, but FaZe still have advantages over the overshield.
Oh my, this positioning. Oh, it's just not even fair. Comes out with a double. Looking for more blood here. Devon going to be the last to clean up, and a triple kill for Renegade, an OS for Sparty. There's no way that's not a GG for game 2.
Yeah, sadly, they emptied the tank on that one. G1, they needed the overshield. They needed to slow them down. They weren't able to do so. Sparty now just grappling across the map, looking like Peter Parker. Nade starting to go in to get any kind of intel, any kind of early damage. All 4 members of G1 stacked up together. The nades are starting to fly. They're going to connect. FaZe are going up 2-0 in the series.
Such a difficult position for G1. Cannot afford mistakes, cannot afford to take some of the risks that I think we saw FaZe take towards the end of it. I mean, some people, you know, I see the chat, they're saying, like, cringe play, Tony, he's sitting in the bottom of the map. It's a tournament in the end of the day, and it's freaking Renegade. If anything, you could say big brain play to know the opportunity to pull something like that off and to come out, pull out a triple kill and win the thing. You got to do what it takes to win, and these boys on FaZe are doing exactly that.
Plenty of plays across the board here on our Elgato replays, and it was tight. I think G1 played it well, but if you're talking about FaZe, you gotta ice up, you gotta dig deep, you gotta be able to close it out against the likes of Spartan. 17 kills, Renegade 15 as well. The 2 main slayers of the group doing everything they can to take down G1 on one of their better maps.
Is this it, Tony? Do you believe in the 3-0 reverse sweep potential, or are G1 out of steam? Because this is elimination bracket. G1, they lose one more game, they're out of this tournament.
I believe in G1. I think the problem is that those first 2 game type and map combinations, those were yours. Like you're an amazing oddball team. You're a great catalyst team. The last time we saw them on Catalyst Slayer, they were beating out Cloud9 in Game 5 in that $125,000 North American Super. So now you're telling me you're going to beat FaZe on Strongholds Streets? If you can't beat them on 2 of your better map and game mode combinations, you know, why would I think that you can beat them on one of FaZe's best? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and that's honestly the wild story of G1 is they shocked the Halo world, I think, in a way that we haven't seen in quite some time, defeating Cloud9 and Sentinels in the same tournament, almost like a debut tournament for them. Of course, they had some scrims and some smaller things leading up to it, but to come out with that momentum in the NA Super, it set the bar and our expectations pretty damn high. things have changed at this point, Tony. You've got a FaZe looking completely different. You got an eUnited that, maybe not in this tournament, but we're looking pretty damn good leading up to it. I think there's a lot of top caliber competition, and the question remains as to whether or not G1 can hold on to that star-studded victory they had early on in their life, or have they hit a plateau? Are they running out of steam? The answer to these questions, Tony, we're going to find out.
During scrims not too long ago, FaZe were able to beat out G1 250 to 227 on this very map and game mode. G1, it's going to be tough. It's going to be an uphill battle. It's going to be an up mountain battle. But you got to dig deep. You got to just take it one step at a time, because always remember, every reverse sweep starts with a Game 3 win. This is your opportunity.
Personally, Tony, I think it's an up-street battle, but what you said works too. Either way, off the rack, rocket kill to kick it off, and a handoff to bubu. Looking for oh my word. Sparty, the anticipation stick shuts him down, and he lands a second kill of his own.
Stock rifle in the hands of Renegade. G1 once again find himself 3 down, and with that FaZe having the first double cap of the game and the first point going in, already seeing about a 20-0 run. Falcated finds himself yet another kill. G1, they have to find the slave before they're able to break the setup and move up toward objective, but they're dropping left and right. 3 down go G1. Swish gonna do everything can to steal away B. It's not gonna happen. The reset comes in, and FaZe are already working on the triple cap.
FaZe, they broke the seal on this one. They're awake. They're dominating. They just, the ball is rolling. Tony, it's worrisome for G1. They got to stabilize things and do it quick. Full map of control. Bubu by himself. Foul deletes him. At the very least, Swish will pick up the pieces, but G1 got a lot more work to do than just that.
G1 quickly working onto the Bravo side, and starts with 1. Now you have to slay out. You have to win these individual battles, and trades are not what you're looking for. 2 down. Go gamers first. The third one falls. Falcon gets spot over towards the high ground. Will be taken down. So a good kill by Squallaye, but will it be enough? You still have to break out a PD. You still have to take away Alpha and defend Bravo at the same time, and FaZe are still 4 up.
4 players scrambling at the moment from the POV of Nick. He does damage to everyone, doesn't get a kill. Hopefully gives G1 an opportunity to get aggressive as well. Wow, the nade at a Renegade. Any opportunity you might have thought you had going up those stairs, Renegade just shut it down.
Renegade ends up losing the Stalker rifle and shotgun. Bubu Dubu still having the rockets, and that's a double.
Oh.
That's a triple. Bubu Dubu breaking down the defenses of FaZe as they go 3 down, even aware of Falcated coming out, but Falcated rips him with the commando. That's going to slow them down just a bit. And look at the score line. All of this is happening. G1 just put them 3 down, and it doesn't stop them from being shut out so far. It's a 125-0 run.
I think that little opening for Bubu should be enough to hopefully collect time, assuming they're not assaulted by Sparty on C. My God! He just comes in, crashes the party, split spawners out cafe side, and Sparty's not stopping! Making another double, you give him a shotty? Like, what if they started on the side of FaZe?
Someone needs to tell them the game started. I don't know if G1 stands for gamers first or can't win one game. I don't know what's going on here. You are dropping like flies. You don't look like you're even playing the same game as FaZe. This is not the G1 that we've grown to love right now. But right now, I'm loving what FaZe are putting out. Finally, G1 getting some kind of momentum. 3 down, go FaZe. They're able to take away an AC setup, so we see the first points coming in. Hopefully, G1 can capitalize on it.
The cleanest commando kill I think we've seen all series. That is Squallaye. Looks to turn it to 2. We need a lot more of this, Tony. The only bout of momentum we've seen from G1. Finally, they have points on the board, but when it comes to straight-up 1v1 fights, it's pretty clear who's been winning them. There's a shutdown from Bubu. Maybe an opportunity can get started. If they keep their numbers here at high ground control, they have a chance for rockets. Who knows, Tony?
170-17 run. FaZe Clan absolutely dominating here on the streets. It's been tough to watch. Another rockets go in the hand of G1. Don't want to count them out just yet here, but FaZe are getting closer and closer to that 200-point mark, that point of no return. Bubu Dubu once again able to get the rockets, only able to waste 1. Gets himself a kill, but FaZe are still able to put them 3 down. FaZe are still able to take away that alpha side, and this is tough. It really is, Shyway.
Tough is an understatement. It's a totally different game. It's looking like a different lobby all of a sudden. Thankfully, Bubu has been all over the rockets all game long. It's giving them little openings to get things started. But look at, they're both one-shot trapped here. Renegade gonna toss spike nades into it. And Sparty with the cleanup. 2 caps locked down. Numbers advantage. The awareness out of Sparty, too. It's got to be a comms mention there to clap on to Swish. What can he do? You know, that he comes out with a disruptor is just a, dare I say, pitiful attempt at stopping things here. Tony, this is rough.
It is. It simply is. We do see FaZe end up going 3 down, so that's an opportunity G1 need, and we've seen some crazy comebacks before. The problem is that FaZe have an advanced understanding of how to play the map, an advanced understanding how to play the space, and when they go multiple down, they have a plan coming out. When they put you 2 down, they have a plan on how to punish you, and G1 are finding this out the hard way. There's levels to this, and right now FaZe are playing at another level.
They absolutely are. And you start to think of the statement that this team has been making just coming into the league, that this was not the team that they looked like, 2 months ago. In the shortest period of time, there's been a massive glow up to the point where you wonder if FaZe has potential to win tournaments, win LANs. Of course, it's a little too early to tell. This is quite a loser's bracket run, but Tony, this is over. This is done and dusted. No hope for G1. FaZe in dominant fashion shut them down, shut them out, and it just feels like they're only getting started in this lower bracket.
We know how much Spartan loves his GAs, and like a gentleman, he's going to agree to send G1 right out the door. He's going to show them the way right out of the tournament. FaZe advance forward, guaranteed top 4 in the tournament, and the way they're looking, they're going beyond that. They're going for the grand finals.
Some moments of brilliance here, of course, thanks to bubu coming in and cleaning up shop in C, but it just wasn't enough when you look at, he plays at a foul in Sparty midway through the game as well. The back-to-back double kills he got to stop the only opportunity. It felt like they had to break into C there. They were looking like they were just about to get time, and Sparty in position breaks it down. I just think that this team, when it comes to raw slaying ability, Tony, when things are working, when they're in sync with each other, they seem unstoppable.
Yeah, and it stinks because you saw G1's journey to get up into this point, and even the way they were able to play most of the series. You know, that game number 1 could have been theirs. They took round number 1, and obviously a couple crashes and here and there, and might have kicked away at the momentum.
True.
You go into game 2, Slayer Catalyst, and you're right there. They played good too. It's the story. It's the same story of FaZe. I'm sorry, G1 playing well, and FaZe just playing better. And when you get to that game number 3, they almost look gassed. They almost look like they've been playing like 55 minutes of NBA basketball, and at that point they're like, we're done, man. Sub us out.